Hello, hello, hello. Hello, folks, and welcome back to more Skyrim modding. Today is a big day. Today is the day of the 2023 Xbox Games Showcase, and immediately afterward is the Starfield Direct from Bethesda Game Studios, which is going to be awesome. I'm going to enjoy it thoroughly, and I've decided that I'm going to spend the morning up until the showcase kind of like pre-cluttering the Ruins of Mortrag level in Skyrim, and then we'll do live reactions for the showcase. I think it'll be fun. And then I'm going to take whatever time after the showcase for personal time. So, one thing I wanted to do before getting to the modding was make the thumbnail for the Xbox Game Showcase reaction that I'm going to do, because I'm going to do it on YouTube too, obviously. I love this website, Photop. It is a little slow though, but oh well. So, I forgot how I do this. Here, I'll just show you guys what I'm doing. I'm using like the same format as I did with my game developer day. I think it was free transform, I think is what it was. No, that's not it. What the hell was it? Oh my god, I can't remember. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty good. Come on. No, not that. There we go. Sure. You know what? That works. That works just fine. Perfect. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So now that that's done and over with. Yeah, I don't... Oh. Yeah, I don't want to... Okay. What the fuck? Okay. So, while I'm doing this, I don't know. Let's see what we can listen to. I was going to listen to Tales from the Gas Station, Bedside Manor. I wonder. Yeah, let's try this. Guess we'll just go with some peaceful background music for now. Got all that. Oh, see, we always end up missing a spot. And it's good that we look around to find out where. It's not like underwater matters to me that much in terms of like cluttering and decorating and all that, because it's like underwater. Players don't really spend a lot of time underwater in a game that's like Skyrim, because you can't really do anything underwater besides like you can't swing your sword. Like you can pick stuff, like pick up. Well, maybe, I don't know. Either way, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. I am just gonna randomly place a bunch of like kelp at the bottom here, just to give it some personality. Well, okay. I'm gonna short kelp. I'm gonna do this. See, that's the problem that I have with that. Like, I just... Can I please get the icon to move it? Thank you. Fine. Fine. What's up, Alex? How you doing? Whoa. Not bad. Stop it. Stop it. Same. We're just hanging out till the Xbox and Starfield Direct later. Yeah, it's not going to work. Just pick and place each one, I guess. There's like... Oh, it's just Trez. Okay. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Well, let's just use the chest to cover it up then. It's like corpse skeleton. Definitely starts dead. Havoc. Havoc again. Can I get some better Havoc? It's not great. Oh. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay. So the reason I'm kind of like putting these two things here, I usually consider treasure chests and corpses to be like cluttering. And I'm not really in the cluttering stage yet. I'm kind of just finishing touches on the base build. And I consider putting things like plants and nature part of the base build. I like consider everything that's like built or natural, like landscape, to be part of like base build. And clutter is everything that's like placed, like put in afterward, like interior design. Architecturally structured is like base building, and then cluttering is interior design. So the reason I'm like interior designing this right now is because once I put the water in, I kind of don't want to mess with it anymore. I kind of don't want to mess with this area anymore. So now I just got to figure out how to put water in. Okay. Angry Grandpa. Wait. Yeah. Okay, IGM pre-show starts in an hour. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think this is the new,
We're close to Rubicon. Wake the dog up.
yeah, this is, what the fuck is it called?
Walter verified. Activating cerebral coral control device.
It's the mech game. Armored Core? Might be.
I'm going to try and teach you how to create water.
Whoa.
Tamriel in Whiterun. And just load up Whiterun because I know it's got loads.
Don't really.
Loads of many like different parts. So, which is called FX Waterfall Skirt Tool Front. And this is used for stuff like splash effects and, you know, just mist coming off the water or like leaks in ships and stuff. You'll have a plane of water, which I'll show you in a second later.
Okay. I figured it was a plane. Because planes are like, first of all, they're things you can like pass through. I'm just not exactly sure. I believe, like as you can see up here, it might be kind of hard to see for you, but there's like a W inside of a square. That's what I believe will be a water plane.
Basically, this is just a.
I just don't want there to be like a water plane, have the player pass through the plane and have nothing happen. So I don't know if it's like a cube or what.
Mimic actual water. You have a combination of static items such as this, with like they'll have an animated texture on them to give the impression of running water. And you'll also have sounds as well, which are these little green things here. And these will play the different sounds of waterfalls.
Right.
Because these static items, etc., don't actually have sounds associated with them. And so yeah, it's a combination of these like effects and static items and water planes that will give an impression of your, you know, water being joined up and stuff. So if I quickly go back to my cell.
Okay, so it's just a water plane.
I've got my cell here. Let's say I want to fill this cave with water. What I'll do is I'll go to the object window, type water. Actually, I can go to world objects and then activate as water, and you get a list of all in the game. I'm going to use water 1024 murky. you'll get a plane like this.
Oh.
And basically this is your water plane. Anything underneath this, even though it doesn't have, like markers they have, a 3D view. This is just a 2D square. Anything underneath this will be underwater.
Oh.
Etc. People swimming and stuff. So you want to scale these up and just basically cover your environment or room. So yeah, that's good.
Is there a way to free transform that so I don't have to cover?
Just as a really basic example, let's just say I want to make a small waterfall. It won't suit the environment, but just to give an idea of how to create a source. So if I type in waterfall,
I mean, it's not a static object.
stuff like that, ambience and sound effects, and then you'll get static items, stuff like that.
Well, okay. They're not world objects.
So it's really just playing around with these. And
Well, they are world objects. They're not. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really wording this wrong. Like he typed in waterfall and nothing came up because they're not activators. They are world objects because static objects are world objects, but
you can use
there's no
just load up
waterfall activator.
a water feature that you like and just right click edit, so you can see what the name is and just copy it out really.
It needs some mist.
So I'm just going to load up my cell quick.
Okay, for some that was so weird. Okay, for a second there, I thought he clicked. So he clicked the water effects button up here, and for some reason, I thought that launched his game. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? But no, he just skipped ahead.
So I'll show you. So yeah, here's my horrendously placed water.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. But I mean, you're just trying to show us.
All the swimming and stuff is already included in this plane. But yeah, I've got sound effects as well, and it's just a matter of messing about really and combining.
Okay, that's not that hard. Is there a way to free transform it? Let's close this up for a sec. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I think this is how I do this. First of all, I do this, and then... Wait. No. I guess maybe there isn't. This might be kind of big. I actually just noticed that. Oh my gosh. And I lost it. There it is. Part of that is underwater. Fuck it. I was gonna say I probably should have adjusted like the height, but I think I nailed it. I actually really like the height of that. That's weird that these didn't come up. Hmm. That needs to be way taller. Yeah, that's more like it. That's like exactly what I wanted. And if I can get like some mist. I thought there was a way you could. Uh... Oh, that's small. I want bigger. Too big. Too big. Beyond. Oh, I see. I think that's the one I want. Hey, where did all that go? Okay. That's like exactly what I wanted. All of this. I love it. Okay. And if we go underneath, obviously, all our flora, fauna, stuff like that. Get some slaughterfish in there, man. Three slaughterfish. That's good enough. So you can kind of like spread them out a bit. There. Now we have some slaughterfish. We got some treasure. We got some kelp. We have like an underwater portion. That's a little hard to see, but I guess it's kind of the point. It's kind of the point. I don't want it to be that visible. Yeah. Freaking sweet. Freaking sweet. Oh. I'll be right back. Oh. Okay. So we got that in, which I think looks really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, I can kind of understand, like, at a distance, that waterfall kind of looks a little abnormal. Maybe I put in some more rocks over there to make it look like there's more of like an opening. I can kind of do that. Okay. Yeah, you might just give me 1 second here. I'm not going to procrastinate this time. I'm actually going to put my laundry away. So yeah, I'm going to quickly put my laundry away. Shouldn't take me too long. And then I think the next thing I'm going to do is kind of like, so I'm going to kind of like put some rocks and, well, probably just some rocks and stuff to make these walls look a little bit more unique, because they are just kind of like copy paste quote unquote cave walls pasted back and forth. Just helps me get the general layout, and then I just put rocks in to give it more variety, and I might do the same on the ceiling too. The ceiling's not as bad, I don't think, but yeah, adding more variety to these walls will be important. This wall, not so much. There's tons of variety because of like the amount of stuff I had to put there, but yeah, like the big open walls kind of need some variety. Then probably do something over there, but yeah, give me just a few minutes to put my laundry away, and then we'll get back to it. And then after we do that, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Thanks for bearing with me. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's a big problem. Where are you going? What do you do? What do you do? You're kind of a problem, too. Okay, this... Some of these need to be fixed. Ooh, don't tell me that's like a wall or something. Yeah. What the fuck? Boy, there's so many fixes. That wall doesn't clip through. That's good. Okay. So we run into a few issues here. One thing I will say, Large Rock 3 should be able to help fix some of these said issues. Large Rock 3 has become one of my new favorites. It's like a big flat boulder. Stop. Basically, the purpose of Large Rock 3 is to cover up a lot of these cracks that are just too weird. That's okay. Okay, now... Ooh. Ooh, that kind of is a problem. Although, it may just be a problem for this one. Yeah, it's not a big problem. It's a mini problem. Small problem. See, it's the problem with having, like, AV levels right next to, like, dungeon, like, Nordic dungeon levels. Then you get clipping. Like, weird clipping. Your patchy rocks shine through where they shouldn't. Okay. You see, this would be a perfect situation for large boulder 3. I think the other rocks were just ones I scaled up too big. I could probably add a little variety with this one. It's the biggest thing, you know, variety. Not bad. I'll scale this up a little bit more. That's just, I'd really have to scale it up for it to clip through all that way. I guess I just scaled it up way too much. Was there something down here that required attention? The reason that I put like such a big one. I don't know. Looks okay to me. All right, first things first, let's kind of add some rock pieces up here to give the area where the waterfall is coming out a bit more definition. Stop. Stop. Grab it. Holy cow. By definition, I mean like a bit of an area where players can look at it from a distance and be like, oh, there's like an opening or something, you know? Oh yeah, you see, that's a problem. Like, you gotta do that. Hmm. And then maybe one more. So now if I kind of like look at it from a distance, it doesn't just looks like it doesn't look like it's just coming out of like the ceiling. It looks like there's like an opening up there, you know? It's kind of what I was going for. Okay. Let's... Wrong one. Wait. What? What? How did that happen? Okay, that's weird, but whatever. There it is. Let's switch it over to IGN for the IGN pre-show for the game showcase.
You know, internally we love FGC as well, but we wanted to make sure that the pros would love it, would use it as well, and it's to their standard, which it is. So
it's for the people, by the people.
Exactly. For gamers, by gamers.
What are the different versions? Like, okay, we've got Chun-Li here. We've got, is that Cammy there?
Cammy.
And those are the two that are going to be available at launch?
Yes, so we'll have the standard edition, and then we'll have Chun-Li and Cammy at launch to start. So you'll have the three.
Okay. And outside of the customization options, is there like plans for future collaborations with anybody?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a big fighting game fan myself. I love different games. I love Warner Brothers, as you can probably see.
Oh, nice.
And I love a lot of IP within fighting games. So nothing for now, but you never know what can come in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the question everybody wants to know, do they have chroma?
Of course.
Okay.
We're Razer.
Yeah. He knows. He knows who he is.
I don't know if you can tell, but we do have the chroma of different ways. I won't go into too much detail, but basically you can do a cool thing where you hit the lock switch, press create, and these buttons will do different things for your chroma lighting. And that
really?
Yeah, it's super cool. And you know, we know with the FGC, people love to show off their fight stick.
Yeah.
People do different kinds of artwork, different kinds of lighting on the buttons. So we wanted to do that for our fans as well. So like I said, you can customize the top plate, and you can also change the lighting to however you like as well.
Is there going to be any sort of game-specific, I guess, like bundles of chroma lighting, or is that?
That's still something that we're talking about. It's still TBD for right now. Well, there is built-in reactive lighting to the button, so when you do button presses, it will react to your button presses.
All right.
But maybe in the future we'll do something with the actual game itself. It's still TBD.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What would you say are like the biggest benefits of this layout? Because this is just like completely like nothing that I've ever, you know, can get my head around.
Yeah, for sure. And I come from the same background. I mean, I grew up in the 90s playing in arcades, so joystick is nostalgia to me. I love the joystick, but this is the future. And kind of the benefits for leverless is that it helps you with reducing input errors. So for an example, like say you do a fireball with Ryu, right? You go from like 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock and press punch. Say on accident you go above 3 o'clock, you're gonna do a forward jump, and then you mess up the fireball. With this, jump is its own button. It's the big one right here. So basically...
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so basically just press down, forward, and punch. You eliminate that risk of accidentally doing a forward jump. So there's certain things with leverless that eliminates execution errors.
Right.
That's beneficial, and a lot of top pros are transitioning to that, and that's something we noticed. So we knew we had to make something awesome for this new golden age, and that's why we came out with. We knew leverless was the future, you know. So even myself, like I said, I'm a joystick guy, but this is the future. So we transitioned to this, and we knew we could really make it awesome with our tech that we have from Razer. And so for me, it's the game changers, the switches.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what are we talking about for switches here?
Yeah. So as you know, Razer makes our own. We make our own switches. Yep. We have a ton of keyboards. So we went with the red optical linear switches.
Nice.
These are the same switches in our Deathstalker V2 Pro keyboard, which I use and I love. And the benefit is, you know, a lot of fight sticks use mechanical switches. We went with optical. You can't beat the speed of light.
Right.
And a lot of combos require heavy execution and like one frame links for some games. So if you drop that combo, your opponent can punish you.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give the user the best speed advantage possible to kind of help with that latency to do your combo executions. So.
When can people get their hands on one of these?
So release date currently is TBD. There is a
TBD
pre-order going on GameStop US right now.
Okay.
but for right now, the official release date is TBD. We'll have some news very, very soon on the release date. I'm super hype on it. I hope the fans are. So far, we've had a really great reaction. We were able to go to the Street Fighter launch event and showcase these last week, and the reception we got was amazing. So thank you all. I know Maximilian showed it on his stream, which was awesome, and we got a ton of Reddit posts, and I got so many text messages and DMs.
Viral.
Yeah, it blew up pretty quickly. So it seems like FGC is pretty hyped for it, and we are too. So
Nice.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, my level of hype went like a lot higher as soon as I saw him. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! This is badass. So,
Yeah.
Ollie, I want to thank you so much for your time. I am Seth Macy. This is IGN Summer of Gaming. For more fighting game knockout punches, keep it right here on IGN. Thank you. Good talking to you.
Now, it's been 7 years since our last go around in one of the most storied fighting games of our time. And now we're back at it with Tekken 8. And here to get us all caught up is game director at Bandai Namco, Katsuhiro Harada, and Tekken producer Michael Murray. How are you all doing? Thank you all so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, we have some very specific questions that I'm pretty sure all the fans are excited to hear the answers to. So I'm going to start with my first one here. You've been demoing Tekken 8 to both press and fighting fans, and I wonder what kind of feedback have you been getting about the game, and has that feedback led to any substantial gameplay changes?
まず総じてゲーム自体はとても
So we've been demoing the game, like you said, and actually the response was overwhelmingly positive, almost scarily so.
Scarily so?
We're comparing this to back in the day when we used to do location tests in the arcades, and players would have this notebook that they could use to write comments about the game and feedback. And a lot of times, you know, that was very critical because the people who were there were the hardest core of the players in Tekken. So compared to that, yeah, surprisingly good. But there were a few things we noticed, not necessarily from the verbal feedback that they gave, but watching them play the game. We noticed that one of the new mechanics this time around, the heat system, was something that they weren't grasping as quickly as we liked. So we thought we wanted to do something to kind of adjust the learning curve there, to make it so that they could pick it up much quicker. So there is that, we made some changes to that because of the feedback.
Speaking of which, what specific changes have you made regarding the heat system?
まあ、具体的に言うと、
So about the heat system, in case you're not familiar with it, you know, the main theme of the game this time around is the aggressive fighting style of the players. So to kind of emphasize that, we added this new heat state. And what this is there's two methods that you can use to enter the state. And you can
But what is the
by
state?
going directly into it using the heat burst, where you just push a button and instantly you're in the state. Or you can, there's certain moves for each character that when you hit your opponent with them, it allows you to enter the state as well. Obviously, there's more advantage to hitting your opponent with the heat engager, is what the move's called, rather than going directly, because you get more time in the heat state that way. But previously, if you notice on the bottom, the health gauge, where the heat energy is, there used to be kind of like these chains representing almost these stocks. And so depending on if you had one or two, the things you could do were a little bit different. And it wasn't necessarily that straightforward to the players, so we wanted to streamline it. So we got rid of the heat energy in the meaning of the stocks and just has the gauge. So it's much more simplified, and you can also tell right away what you're able to do. And when you're in the heat state, there's also this kind of very cinematic.
Okay, that looks
sequence of
definitely
attacks
more
that
varied.
is
Like
unique
even just
to
adding like one rock right here takes away a lot of the
used to
repetitiveness,
be
and it's
the
really hard to
commands
tell.
technique was different for each character, but
Like even that rock, if that rock wasn't there, it's you can kind of tell, but putting that rock there, it's very hard to tell.
You mentioned aggressive players, so do you
I might
think
put
Tekken
one more
kind of
there.
caters more to aggressive players or defensive players, given the gaming mechanics?
まあこの、まあ、非常に興味
That's an interesting question. It's a quite a deep one. So we first need to kind of start off on the kind of basis of the philosophy there. So many people might not think this way, but if you look at fighting games, they're different when you think of defense and offense than other versus online games. So in other games, when you attack your opponent, most of the time the damage is done if they're in the space when you're attacking. But for fighting games, you can block attacks, right? So that can totally negate the damage of the attack, which is already makes it kind of skewed to defensive capabilities in that result. And when you're thinking of not just fighting games in general, but Tekken is a 3D fighting game. So in addition to blocking, you can also do sidestepping to evade your opponent's attacks, making it even more skewed towards defensive capabilities. So this new mechanic and the aggressive that we're talking about means that we just wanted to add a certain time that it's limited, obviously, where in which a player can more easily open up their opponent and enjoy going on the fence, and to actually motivate players to be more offensive rather than turtling up or running away, because it's actually quite fun when you actually go on the fence and try it out, and it's a lot more fun for spectators who are watching the game as well. So those were not just the players themselves, but people watching the game via live streams or esports or whatever is something we had to take into account as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely always on the defense, so I'm gonna have to not turtle up, as you say, and run away. Now, historically, let's talk about like the cabinets that that Tekken usually comes out with. Like Tekken has been a game where they've been released on arcade cabinets with the console version coming out later. Things are a little bit different right now. So can you describe why the change with Tekken 8?
いくつかポイントありましたね。もともと、やっぱ
Money.
一番大きい
There's actually a variety of reasons for the change. It is a major change in the history, as you mentioned. This is the first time we're actually starting off with console. And there were several reasons why we're doing this.
Money.
The major ones, obviously, is just the state of the arcades worldwide. Previously, they were everywhere in the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Europe,
just
Asia, etc.
it's money.
And then they started declining, right? But the speed of the decline in the West,
People just like to stay
US and
home.
Europe, was much faster than that of Asia. So probably around Tekken 5, which was like 2005 or so, was when we started to see a noticeable difference there. And what happens as a result is when we started to not see arcades anymore in the West, but only in Asia, when we were doing an arcade-only release first and then jumped to console, that meant that the players in the West were having to wait for 2 years to get their hands on the game. So the start line for people in Asia and those outside of Asia was different, which wasn't a great thing for many reasons. And then another is just a simple internal matter that since then our company has changed the organization so that the arcade guys are actually a separate company from
Okay.
the console division. Which
There you go.
So
It's actually a good way to
kind of
implement
elements went into
that.
decision, but the first two are probably the biggest ones.
So that means that it's ending with Tekken 7, which is the final arcade cabinet, right?
At least for the arcade first release.
Yes. Well, fortunately, here in the IGN office, we have a Tekken 7 cabinet.
Yeah.
I saw it.
And I have this. If Harada-san can do us the pleasures of signing it after our interview.
Yeah, of course.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's sweet.
Awesome.
Really
Now,
nice.
my final question. Now, the next closed network tests for Tekken start July 21st and again on the week of the 28th. Can fans expect to experience, what can they expect to experience, like regarding like stages, characters, competitive gameplay, etc.? What can we expect?
キャラクターは16体だったね。
So we actually had the closed alpha test at several events. I think Combo Breaker was the one in a big tournament in the U.S. We had some in Europe and Asia as well, where limited people who were actually participating in the tournament that day could, for Tekken 7, could check out the game. So this is the first time we're actually opening up to a broader audience. And so for the closed network test, we have two different dates, as you mentioned. The first one will be on PS5 only.
I'm not actually as concerned with the ceiling anymore. Maybe like
And that's just for
one.
this time, obviously when we release the game, it's going to have a lot more characters than that. But just for the test, there'll also be about 5 stages, and you'll be able to play all the new mechanics we're talking about, and the changes we made to the heat system as well will be reflected in that build. Not only that, the second date you mentioned is when we're going to be opening it up to crossplay between PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC. So that'll be something the first time people actually get a chance to check out not just the network play, but cross-play as well. So we're looking forward to that.
I think we're all looking forward to it. This is really exciting. Hircine, Michael, I want to thank you both so much. We're going to go to our Tekken 7 cabinet machine, and maybe I'm going to get you to sign it, and I'm going to show you some of my defensive techniques if you're open to it. You're probably going to school me on it anyways, but yes, fighting fans can look forward to Tekken 8 and follow IGN's coverage as we get closer to the release. IGN Summer of Gaming continues.
Okay.
Oh, hello there. That was a look at Tekken 8 right here on IGN Summer of Gaming.
Yes, it certainly was a look at Tekken 8.
Tekken 8
Yep.
on Summer of Gaming.
Mm-hmm. You betcha.
There's more coming up.
More games, not more Tekken 8.
No, we already did Tekken 8.
On IGN Summer of Gaming.
Still to come, not Tekken 8, Sonic Superstars.
You know what else is going fast? IGN Rewards. So you should go sign up right now. Tons of exclusive offers on free games, and if you act now, you can enter to win an Xbox Series X, Steam Deck, gift cards, and so much more cool stuff. So head over to IGN.com/rewards and sign up. You deserve it. You're great. We love you. We're having a good time here.
Yeah, we're using so many cameras, all the cameras, thousands of dollars worth of cameras just to be stupid up here.
There's lots more Summer of Gaming coming up real soon. We'll be right back.
We're taking a quick break.
Don't you dare.
IGN Summer of Gaming is presented by Lenovo Legion with 13th gen Intel Core processors. Beyond performance.
So you like IGN, huh? The news, the videos, the guides, and wikis, it's all in your wheelhouse. But do you ever wish there was more? Introducing IGN Plus, a brand new program that's loaded with tons of cool perks and benefits. Sign up for IGN Plus today and you'll unlock free games and in-game content every month, a free subscription to Map Genie Plus, huge discounts for stuff like Dream Gear, Power A, Humble Bundle, the IGN Store, and tons more. IGN Plus is just $29.99 a year for a limited time. You deserve a little extra.
Behind every game, movie, and TV show you love is a wild, crazy, and sometimes unbelievable story.
No one is just black and white.
From revealing the secrets behind your favorite franchises to solving a legendary video game mystery,
I'm coming for you.
IGN Inside Stories gives you a peek behind the curtain.
If people come to the game now and see what's going
Todd.
on there, I think they'll be surprised.
Join us as we dive into hyper-dedicated fan bases, worldwide phenomenons, and the most incredible untold tales in games and entertainment.
I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound so good.
It was definitely not what I expected in the best way.
Inside Stories, available now only on IGN.
And I was like, holy shit, we're gonna do this.
Have you been stuck on the same quest for just way too long?
I just want answers!
IGN strategy guides and interactive maps are here to help. IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and of course, free. You can even track your progress with handy checklists if you go for 100% just like we do.
We're going to be going over some sensitive material.
IGN has the very best, most complete, and accurate guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Witcher 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Elden Ring, and so much more.
I will require some time to process this information.
Every guide is tested and verified for you by experts. Just search for IGN.
Open your own sushi restaurant?
No.
I've got the game for you. Dave the Diver is a casual single-player adventure RPG. Fish and explore the deep sea by day, and by night, manage your own sushi joint. Join Dave and his quirky cast of buddies to uncover the secrets of the mysterious blue hole. Dave the Diver will be coming to full release on June 28th on Steam. Don't miss out on this amazing adventure. Let's take a look.
Meet Dave,
an interesting little human with a precarious love for the sea. He spends his days diving the chilling depths of a mysterious blue hole. And when he isn't merely surviving or rummaging resources, he's often found snapping photographs, racing seahorses, farming, and really anything that grabs his attention.
No.
It's this gluttonous appetite for adventure that gets him into all kinds of unique situations. Luckily, he's at the top of his game and at the top of the food chain. I suppose even the most voracious hunters have their off days. The blue hole is home to unimaginable secrets. And with Dave's unquenchable thirst for discovery, there's no telling what he may encounter. Dave the Diver.
Beautiful people. That was Dave the Diver right here on IGN Summer of Gaming. Most of the time when we say a deep dive, it's like a figure of speech, but that was actually a deep dive with Dave.
It sure was. Up next, a much less literal deep dive on Sonic Superstars. At least I hope it's not literal because those underwater levels stress me out.
He does drown a lot down there. Let's keep that blue man on dry land. Walk, walk.
Now, it was just last year we received Sonic's latest 3D adventure in Sonic Frontiers, and just a little over half a year later, Sega is back at it again, taking our favorite blue hedgehog
Sega
2D roots with Sonic Superstars. And here to talk to us about it is Sonic Creative Officer Takashi Iizuka and translating for Iizuka-san, Senior Director at Sega of America, Austin Keys. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, my first question is, what was the inspiration behind Sonic Superstars?
A lot of the inspiration came back when we were in development looking at, the Sonic Mania and then Sonic Origins came out. We wanted something that really hit on that 2D gaming element, but we wanted to make it something that was going to be more current and in the now. So we took that 2D classic gaming structure and started creating a game that really hit on all of those classic moments, the classic gameplay, but brought it into something current that could stand right next to Sonic Frontiers.
I have all the levers, those levers.
Now, what can you tell us about the story of Sonic Superstars?
Yeah, we are taking this back to the roots of the classic Sonic formula, and I can't talk that much about the story of Sonic Superstars, but I can say that the storytelling that we're going to do is similar to that classic version of the game. So we don't have voiceover, we aren't making people read a lot of text in order to understand the story. We're going down even further into the roots, and we're using that classic storytelling technique of just using the characters as superstars and kind of how they're running around in the world and how they're doing battle against Eggman, and all of that is being told in that classic formula of storytelling.
What is it about this particular game that sets it apart from its predecessors?
The biggest difference between this current version of the classic Sonic game and the current versions of 3D Sonic games, we really make Sonic Frontiers to be a game that gamers are going to be able to jump into, get into the deep gameplay, play for a long time, and really have a lot of fun as a gamer. But we wanted to do something different for Sonic Superstars and take that classic gameplay formula and present a game where you can have the whole family come in and join. It's very easy, open for all ages to just jump in, play the game, understand it, have fun, have other people play with you, and really have a good time together.
Now, you mentioned playing with the family and friends. So what can you tell us about multiplayer and co-op?
So yeah, when we were developing the game, Sonic Superstars, it's all about our superstar characters, Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. And Amy's going to be playable in this game. We wanted to bring those superstars into the game and have you be able to play cooperatively with each other with our superstars.
Now, of course, Eggman is like the big baddie in the Sonic universe, and I'm assuming we're definitely going to see him show up in Superstars. But are there any other villains that we could also expect, or is that you can't really tell me? I'll let you translate this.
今回はもちろんエッグマンがSo yes, Eggman is the villain of this story, but what's going to be new and interesting is Eggman has actually hired or employed Fang, which some people may know and remember from some of our older games. But yes, Eggman has hired Fang to kind of take over the island together as a team. And what Fang has done, he's even gone out on the island and found another character, Trip, who they're going to join forces, and the three of them are now like the evil group that's going to be working against Sonic and the Superstars.
The combat system in Sonic Frontiers is really extensive. I'm kind of curious, what are we looking at with Superstars, like as in regards to the platforming and the combat system?
One of the things we wanted to do is make sure we really had the roots of that classic gameplay solid. The very first thing the team did was went and replicated that classic gameplay down very precisely. So when you're playing Sonic Superstars, you're running, you're jumping, you're getting into a ball, you're defeating enemies, and you're continuing forward. So once they had that fundamental base created, they went in and said, we need now character-specific actions. We need Tails to be able to fly. Knuckles needs to glide and be able to climb. Amy needs to be able to use her hammer. So they went in, after that base was created, and started putting in the character's unique actions.
So we have 7 Chaos Emeralds that are in this game. Can you tell us what happens when you actually obtain the emeralds?
はい。今までのソニックゲームですと、So I think we know before in classic Sonic games, when you got all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds, or when you got all of the Chaos Emeralds, you could turn into Super Sonic. In this game, we have something a little bit different. When you get a Chaos Emerald, each of the Chaos Emeralds are going to have their own unique emerald powers. So as you're playing the game and as you're collecting these emeralds, you're going to want to, get the emeralds because you also have these unique abilities you can use in the game. Some of these abilities may be able to create many different avatars of your character, and those avatars will come on screen and help defeat all the enemies. There's other Chaos Emerald powers where you can turn into this liquidy water form, and because you're also part of water, you can go into a waterfall and maybe swim up the waterfall as your water-powered self. So there's lots of unique abilities that you'll be able to have by getting the Chaos Emeralds, and it's something very unique to this game.
Kind of like that's, Sonic's kind of going back to its roots there.
Amazing. We've never seen anything like this in any Sonic game, so I'm kind of curious. Do each of the emeralds affect the characters differently, or is it like similar effects across the board?
Yes, all of the powers are tied to the emerald. These are the emerald powers. So as you get these emeralds, you have that ability for any of the characters you play with. So if you're playing with Tails or Knuckles as well, you can.
Okay, so I think the idea is I'm going to have 2 wolves, one named Claw, one named Fang.
So I'm kind of curious, like what inspired
and to
you
kind of like
give the emeralds
to kind of like do a callback to Blood Moon. In this case, one of the wolves is going to have a totem of Claw, and the other is going to have a totem of Fang. Calling back to Blood Moon being the totem of Claw and Fang. Then you put both of the totems on the pedestals, and the idea is that when you put the totems on these pedestals, the next doorway will open. That's the idea. But okay, I'm going to turn it back on. I will be right back. Again, I got to use the bathroom. And then we'll kind of wrap up what we're doing here right now. And kind of start to get ready for the Bethesda showcase. Or, well, I guess the Xbox showcase.
Emerald powers, because we have these emerald powers, we can have classic Sonic and the other classic superstars get around and navigate the world differently.
Now, of course, we have to talk about the graphics. It seems you all have fully embraced the 3D aesthetic, which is popular today. How are you able to kind of melt that with the old 16-bit days? Because we've advanced pretty far beyond the Genesis and the Game Gear with our current gen consoles.
まずグラフィックが綺麗になるというのは当たり前ですよね。でそれとIt is that 2D classic Sonic game, but because we're using 3D models to create the world and the characters, we're able to do things inside of that 2D gameplay formula that we couldn't have done before.
So sometimes it's going to be sending the character back further into the world. Maybe it's going to be turning the character, spinning the character in a way that we couldn't really do with the classic look and the pixel art. Or it could be a boss battle that we're going to have in this kind of 3D space. There's all these things we can do because we have 3D models. Even though we have a 2D game style and a game format, we're able to play around and do things that the classic Genesis and Game Gear titles couldn't do.
From what we've seen, it looks like we're going to be getting a lot of new levels and worlds for Sonic and his friends to play in. But for like the hardcore fans, can we expect any of like the classic worlds to return, like Green Hill Zone? Like I'm a huge fan of Green Hill Zone.
今回ソニックマニアはそのグリーンヒルゾーン
What we wanted to do with Sonic Superstars is really create something new and go in there and create these brand new islands that you get to explore as Sonic. For Sonic Superstars, we wanted to take Sonic to brand new North Star Islands and have Sonic run around in this new environment. So we wanted to make brand new places for Sonic to go in this new title.
Last question I have to ask, because music is very important to the Sonic series. Kind of curious, what type of jams are we going to be listening to in this game?
そうですね。クラシックソニックはすごくポップな。
So yeah, the classic Sonic music has always had this real fun pop vibe to it, and we wanted to stay true to the roots with the classic series and go and create some new, great new music for Sonic Superstars. So what we did is actually we're working with Jun Seno-ue, who is the music director on Sonic 3, and he's also worked on Sonic Mania, but we're using Jun, and he's partnering with other people who also worked on Sonic Mania music and creating this new kind of sound and this new music that's going to be a perfect fit for a classic Sonic game. Lots of fun, lots of pop.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Honestly, I cannot wait. Azuka-san, Austin, thank you all so much for filling us in on Sonic Superstars. And before they leave, I'm going to have them sign this compendium here. Azuka-san, if you will do me the honors of signing this.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Azuka-san. Look at this. This is so amazing. Azuka-san, Austin Keys, thank you all so much for telling us a bit more about Sonic Superstars. And of course, you can expect Sonic Superstars to release later this fall across all platforms. And we'll of course keep you posted throughout the months to come. IGN Summer of Gaming continues.
Welcome back to IGN Summer of Gaming. Wow, that Sonic interview went by so fast, but I guess that's to be expected because he goes quick, he's fast.
No thank you. Who writes this crap? If you're just joining us, don't worry, you didn't miss the Xbox Showcase. That's coming up very soon. To keep you entertained until then, the crew from IGN's Unlocked, the weekly Xbox show, is going to run down what they hope to see during Microsoft's big presentation.
That's right. That starts in a few minutes, but first, here's a speed run of some of the big reveals from Summer Game Fest. Take a look.
Welcome to Game Changers, presented by the game-changing Xfinity Tenji Network, where we cover off on the hottest news and highlights that you don't want to miss. When it comes to Game Changers, Xfinity is leading the way.
All right, let's kind of wrap up what we're doing here.
Today, while building towards a faster, more reliable tomorrow. Now, let's take a look at some game-changing highlights from IGN's Summer of Gaming. Jeff Keighley continued IGN's Summer of Gaming with his big show, Summer Game Fest. And we got a lot of looks at some cool games. Because the writer of this recap is biased, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was without a doubt the greatest thing shown at SGF. This extended look at the game showed off some iconic areas, like the Chocobo Farm, Calm Inn, and the city of Junon. But rewinding it just a little bit, SGF began with a brutal new look at Mortal Kombat 1, which is technically Mortal Kombat 12, but we don't have time to get into all of that. Another surprise drop was the Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, a 2D Metroidvania side-scroller that looks to echo the success of Metroid Dread. The Remedy universe continues to grow with an extended look at Alan Wake 2. And reminder, it's not a lake, it's an ocean. Only my Wake heads get that reference. And rounding us out for SGF was the unexpected Sonic Superstars, a modern 2D side-scroller. But I'm out of time. Stay tuned for more Game Changers brought to you by the game-changing Xfinity Tenji Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by the Xfinity Tenji Network. Get a game-changing connection today for a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The future starts now.
Tune into IGN 1 on your smart TVs for the latest news on your favorite releases, gameplay exclusives, and all the entertainment you can handle.
Cinefix on IGN 1, your friendly Friday night home for film fanaticism.
You're watching The Weekly Fix, ready to fill you in on anything you may have missed in the world of gaming and entertainment.
Welcome to Should I Play This? This is what to watch here on IGN 1.
Find it all in one place for free on IGN 1.
They turned into a network. Who knew?
The Cinefix Top 100. A list so secretive even we don't know what movies are on it or where they rank.
What do you mean you don't know?
Each episode will reveal one of the movies.
Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed. No, it was good. I liked it.
Talk about why it belongs and finally find out where it ranks.
Are you not entertained?
Are any of the movies we've shown here even on the list? I have no idea, and it drives me crazy. Join us as we find out on the Cinefix Top 100, Mondays starting July 3rd.
Why so serious?
Want the ultimate IGN experience? Check out IGN Plus. Members get exclusive deals and giveaways, ad-free browsing, unlimited tracking on IGN Maps, discounts at the IGN store and with IGN partners, and best of all, free games. Get 30 days of IGN Plus for just $1. Head to plus.ign.com.
This is IGN Summer of Gaming, and today, Microsoft takes the stage with an all-new Summer Games Showcase. We know we'll see Starfield, and a Forza Motorsport test drive seems likely, but what else? Will we get updates
Fable?
on installments of Fable, The
Yep.
Outer Worlds, and Hellblade? Will
Oh, The Outer Worlds. I forgot about that.
and Everwild be properly unveiled? Well, we don't have to wait long to see what's in store, because Xbox Summer Games Showcase pre-show kicks off right now. All part of IGN Summer of Gaming.
Hello and welcome back to IGN Summer of Gaming. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, host of IGN's Xbox Show podcast Unlocked. Joining me today to break down what we expect and hope to see from Microsoft at the showcase, please welcome Stella Chung, Destin Legary, and Kat Bailey. Hey everybody.
Hello.
Good to see all of you. Before we get started, just a reminder that IGN Summer of Gaming is going on all through June, and we have tons of coverage lined up, Xbox and otherwise. But if it's Xbox-focused content that you're after, you can catch new episodes of Unlocked with us every Wednesday on IGN, on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. All right, now let's get into it. First, I want to start with what we know is going to be at this showcase, because it's actually a short list of confirmed things that we absolutely know are going to be there. Destin, would you like to start with the obvious one?
Starfield.
Yes, that's getting its own direct, so that's going to be immediately following the showcase. There's no intermission, there's no break, so just keep watching here on IGN, and we're gonna just throw right to that. We'll keep going, and then we'll come back and talk all about what we saw. And we're going to talk a lot more Starfield. Kat, anything else that is like confirmed? You're our news director. It is your job to have your finger on the pulse of everything. Has anything else been absolutely confirmed for today?
Well, we know that we're not going to be seeing Stalker 2, which of course there's a lot happening in Ukraine.
Yeah.
But so no Stalker 2, that one's out, but we will be seeing Forza Motorsport. So, and that's going to be technically a technical showcase, a graphical showcase, so it's a great opportunity to show what the Xbox Series.
But I just
Stella,
fucking.
We're gonna see Forza, which I've been very looking forward to. It's been a while since Forza Motorsport 7. You know, they've taken their time to rebuild the game from the ground up for next gen. We've got to be getting a release date for it, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I think Destin has been pretty much hounding that point that we're going to be getting a release date, so, which is why I'm surprised you didn't bring up Forza. But I know Starfield's the big one. Everyone's excited for that. Totally understand.
if you had said Forza first as opposed to Starfield, I would have been a little surprised. So
well, it's the one on all the brandings. So.
Yeah, there's just I mean, it's literally right there on the screen right now.
They are doing
the countdown with 22 minutes to go and the Starfield Direct logo. Well, let's talk a little bit about Xbox's year so far. Actually, not just 2023, but I want to go back to the showcase last year, and I think the good, valid reason to do that is because, as we all remember, at that showcase 1 year ago, they said everything you're about to see will be out in the next year by the time the next Forza showcase. So as things go in game development, that didn't quite pan out. But let's talk about the year that's been, and it's been a tough one, Kat, for Xbox. Not nearly as many, and Microsoft has even, Phil Spencer's acknowledged this. It's not been the best year for Xbox.
I guess we can deal with that later.
But they did have some pleasant surprises. One in particular back in January, a little game from Tango Gameworks. Is that your worst nightmare as the news person when a major console exclusive release gets shadow dropped?
Oh no, not for me. It's fine. It's for the review folks are the ones who have to deal with that problem. I really enjoyed Hi-Fi Rush. It's actually one of my favorite games of the year. It really brought me back to the GameCube era, and it was an interesting model for Game Pass because they shadow dropped it. You saw it on the stream, you thought, oh, that looks really good. I really want to play that. And the next thing you know, it's on Game Pass. And I'm like, I'm going to try that out now. And it felt like it got a really nice burst of pleasant optimism and everything, which was a nice little win for Xbox.
Yeah, still, I know we talked a lot on Unlocked about how much I think we did a couple of shows literally called We Adore This Video Game.
Yeah.
Like, it just had, it kind of did everything right, didn't it? It was a good action game. It had beautiful art style. And even it had a personality too, right?
Yeah, we talked about the background, how everything was moving to the beat, and everything. We're just like, it's been a minute since we've seen that much heart in like a little game that came out like shadow dropped, right? Especially you're just like, whoa, there's so many details to this. Like, and it was really cool to see the community kind of come together and tweet out all the little things that they saw, and it was really cool.
Destin, the rest of their year from June 2022 to June 2023. There just hasn't been much, with one unfortunate, notable exception. Their most recent thing, we've all
Redfall.
Litigate this too much, but they're they could use some good momentum right now because their last major first-party release was not great.
Yeah, so Redfall came out. A lot of people encountered a ton of problems with that game, myself included, and we've kind of talked about that one a ton. But that was at the same time that the whole acquisition of Activision was blocked. Right. And then Phil Spencer went on the Kind of Funny XCast show, and he was like looking pretty
downtrodden. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a rough week, and I was really excited about Redfall. So to see it to launch in that state, it was disappointing for a lot of fans. And hopefully, my hope for this showcase is that they're able to start to hit a cadence with their releases that's regular, and we don't have these big gaps.
Yeah, and I think they're set up for that. And I know a lot of Xbox fans are tired of hearing, well, wait till the next thing, wait till next year. But if we take a look at what they've got coming up, Starfield's the next big thing. This is Todd Howard and the Bethesda Game Studios team who is, quite frankly, never missed. They've, they don't ship games often, but when they do, they've been phenomenal. Hellblade 2 is a game that's seems to be soon-ish. Whether that's this year or not, we'll talk more about both in the pre-show here and in the post-show. They've got, of course, Forza Motorsport. They've also never missed and not even come close to missing. That is a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game every single time. And then, yeah, things that have already leaked. I'll take things that have already leaked for 200, Alex. Some Persona stuff. And then it's, so they're set up for some success here moving forward. And kind of on that note, that's the next thing I want to ask all of you is what does Xbox need to do today on this showcase to have a great show today? Kat, I'll start with you.
I think you need to get a lot of hype around Starfield because Starfield, generally people are like, oh, okay, they came out of it, but there was some mixed reactions to it. So I think establishing Starfield as the next big thing that people are really legitimately excited about. 45 minutes or however long it's going to be. That's a long time, so hopefully people don't actually fall asleep. And then I would like to be surprised. I think that we know a lot of what's going to be coming in the show, but it would be really good to be able to come out and be like, wow, that trailer or that reveal was really, really good. I have something to really look forward to from Xbox now.
Stella, how about you? What does Xbox need to do to have a good show today?
Well, yeah, a lot is riding on Starfield, right? We talked about that a lot. For me, in Starfield specifically, it's going to be the different quest lines that you can do with people, the different dialogue options that you can have with people. That's going to be the biggest thing for me because we haven't seen a lot of stuff narrative-wise, right? So that's something for Starfield for me, but also lots of gameplay that can clearly dictate what a game is because I am very tired of getting misled by what a trailer looks like, right? So a lot of in-depth detail on gameplay, maybe a little developer breakdown because I do love those. So, yeah.
Of course, Aaron Greenberg, the longtime head of marketing at Microsoft, has already said for first-party stuff in the showcase today, there's no CG. So they're going to show actual game stuff.
Yeah.
Destin, do we need much needed? Do we need some updates on some of these games they've already announced? What do we need for a good show today?
I mean, it would be great to hear what's going on with State of Decay 3, but for them to have a great show, show me Avowed. And you're going to have a great show, because I'm going to lose it if they show that game. Seriously, though, new stuff, gameplay of new stuff that we haven't seen. I think that's going to go a long way with the community. The overall response to the PlayStation Showcase and Jeff Keighley's thing has been a sort of mixed, right? So if Xbox comes out, they show a bunch of gameplay, and they show some new stuff we haven't seen before, I think they're really going to knock people's socks off.
All right, the Xbox Showcase is coming up, and we want to hear what you think of it all. Tweet at us during the show using the hashtag IGN Summer of Gaming. Don't just write Summer of Gaming, we'll never see it. Afterwards, and we will be using the Lenovo Legion Slim 7i powered by a 13th gen Intel Core i9 processor. Let's talk to marketing about shortening the name on that to see what you all had to say. But first, we got to see Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty DLC at Summer Game Fest Play Days. Oh my goodness, it's too early. I got to get warmed up here. Also, don't forget to stick around for our post-show where we will recap everything that Microsoft has shown off, and maybe I'll have a little something else to say too. Don't go anywhere. IGN Summer of Gaming continues after this.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I am Seth Macy. I'm joined by Destin Ligari.
Hey,
we
Seth.
are at Summer Game Fest. Destin, you just got to play Cyberpunk 2077, a little extended demo.
Yeah, Phantom Liberty, the new Idris Elba DLC, and it was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, anybody like me that no-life Cyberpunk on PC and cleared the whole map.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I really like Cyberpunk
Okay.
on PC. So I did everything that there was to offer, and now there's this huge new story DLC coming where, based on what I experienced, basically, the president crashes, you go save her, and there's this mysterious character who kind of leads you towards how to help her, right?
Okay.
And then eventually you are led to meet up with Solomon, the character played by Idris Elba.
Okay.
And at first it's a little like, I don't know, Mission Impossible.
Okay, cool.
Are you good?
cool.
Are you bad? I don't know. And you're kind of like left throughout the whole experience of the demo, not sure if you should trust the president and this person they've sent them to or not.
A little intrigue.
Yeah, there's one point where they allow you to take the oath of like the military, basically, right?
I, V, do solemnly swear. I, V, do solemnly swear.
And I'm like, I don't even know you. No, I'm not gonna do your oath thing. And they give you a coin, and yeah, so it's sort of like a spy thriller at first, but you're really not sure how to feel about everything. I played that story content for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And they said, like, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Did they give you any clues as to like how much content there is?
Not really, but there is a lot.
All right, we
to
will
do in have
have more
There's these
Cyberpunk
things called
2077 coming up after the showcase, but stick around. We're not done. We got some predictions and more coming up for you right after this.
The one I had time to do.
Not bad. Not
IGN
bad.
Gaming is presented by Lenovo Legion with 13th gen Intel Core processors. Beyond performance.
So you like IGN, huh? The news, the videos,
Sure.
the guides, and wikis, it's all in your wheelhouse. But do you ever wish there was more?
No.
Introducing IGN Plus, a brand new program that's loaded with tons of cool perks and benefits.
Like, I don't
Sign
wish
up
there
for
was
IGN
less.
today and you'll unlock free games and in-game content every month, a free subscription to Map Genie Plus, huge discounts for stuff like Dream Gear, Power A, Humble Bundle, the IGN Store, and tons more. IGN Plus is just $29.99 a year for a limited time. You deserve a little extra.
Okay, I actually really like this area. I thought this area was going to be, you know, kind of hard to do, and it is.
Sometimes unbelievable story.
No one is just black and white.
From revealing the secrets behind your favorite franchises,
And yeah, it is
solving
like,
legendary video game mystery. I'm coming for you.
I will say one thing, kind of about like the level. I will say it is kind of flat. But I want to, and this will kind of be the last thing I do. Actually, you know what? Let's just make sure I have everything down that I wanted, because like, actually maybe a little bit more, maybe like another couple dead shrubs over here. Like one there, another right over here. And maybe like one last one right here. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good. And I really like the water, and I like that up there. Overall, I very thoroughly enjoy all this. Okay. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, nothing. It just looked weird for a second there. Actually, hold up. Let's make that bigger. And I'll add like one more little shrub right there. That's probably a little too big. Okay. Okay, I think I'm ready to call it for the day. I actually really like this. It's really cool. Really, really cool. The water that's in there is really cool. I enjoy it. I think it's awesome. Waterfall's cool. It's a really cool area. And I think we're ready to just kind of like, I would kind of walk through it, but I'm kind of running out of time. So. Saved. Okay. So I saved, and we're going to close it. All right, folks, in 8 minutes is the Xbox Games Showcase, and then right after is the Starfield Direct. I am going to be just doing like a live reaction to it directly from the Bethesda Twitch page. Well, I'm sorry, from my page, but I mean, I'm going to be watching Bethesda's Twitch page. So, it's a really big deal. I am super, super excited. But I'm going to cut off the stream. I don't know why what just happened to like my chat window. But anyways, for everybody watching on Twitch, actually pretty much just everybody in general. I'm going to stop the stream real quick. And then I'm going to restart with new titles and like a new thumbnail and whatnot in a few minutes. And then we will watch the Xbox Game Showcase, followed by the Starfield Direct. Hopefully by a future BGS employee, hopefully. But yeah, we'll be back here in a few minutes, and it's going to be great.